Now that you've learned how to determine the number of significant digits in a particular value, we're going to learn how to use those numbers to do calculations. What's especially important for you to keep in mind is that there are two different ways. There's a way to do it when you're adding or subtracting values, and a different way to do it if you're multiplying and dividing. When you're going to add or when you're going to subtract values, it's not the number of significant digits that matters. Instead, what you're looking for is the precision. How far does the number go to the right compared to the decimal point? Whichever one goes least to the right, that's where your answer has to end. Okay, so if you look at these numbers from an earlier example that we examined, you'll notice that this number ends at the ones place, this number ends at the tens place, and this number goes all the way to the 10,000ths place. If you put these numbers in your calculator, this is the answer that you're going to get. The problem with that is, as we already discussed, this is an estimated value. There's no way we could possibly know this calculation to the 10,000th of a gram. So because this is our least estimated digit, then this is where the answer has to end. So I'm going to look at this number. I'm going to go to that position, which is the ones place. Look one digit to the right. That 6 rounds up, and therefore the answer that I'm going to use for this is not that. Is 163. That's a 3, and you just can't see it. 163. Okay, you're laughing at me right now. You try it. All right, now if you look at the one below it, this is a subtraction, but the rules are the same. That is, we look at the values that we're calculating, we find the one that goes least to the right. In this case, that's the 2.1 because it only goes to the tens place. So even though this number goes to the hundreds place, we're not going to use that. Now, when we subtract these in a calculator, we're going to get 53.14 for the answer. But because this number only goes to the tens place, our answer has to end at the tens place. So we look at the number to the right, it's a 4, that rounds down, and therefore we round down to 53.1. So 53.1 is going to be our answer for that. And now I have to get an arrow and go to the next slide. Okay. When you do multiplication and division, it's different. You're going to have to keep this in mind because you're going to fall in love with how many significant figures you have, and you're going to rush to that to try and make every determination when you do the calculation. Don't do that. Remember what we just talked about with addition and subtraction. But with multiplication and division, it is the least number of significant figures that determines your final answer. So when you're going to multiply and divide, you simply count the number of significant figures in each of your values. Whichever one has the least number, that's how many significant digits should appear in your final answer. If you look at this calculation here, 4.5 is 2 significant figures. 0.200 is 3. Refer to your rules if you don't remember why. When you multiply this together then, the answer that you get, which will probably come out to be 0.90 anyway, but because this number is only 2 significant figures and this number is 3, your final answer should be 2 significant digits. That 0, remember, is a placeholder. Leading zeros do not ever count as significant figures. So now it's time to go practice and do your assignment. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.